Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Trevor. Very grateful to have you here. And today's video is going to be a recap of my weekly fragrance rotation, just about this here third week of January 2024, ending off with the 21st, yesterday, Sunday. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into the rotation here. And the week started off a little bit slow, but ended with a bang. A lot of whirlwind style events happening in my life, and we'll get to that towards the end here. But Monday was Classic Match from Belcam. This is a Polo green clone, and a lot of noses and friends in the community that I trust have said that this one comes a lot closer to the original Polo green formulation than does the current formulation of Polo, which is great because you can get this for $7 to $10 on Amazon and Walmart. And it's basically a really nice powdery sweet tobacco underneath of a very rugged outdoorsmanly style evergreen freshness from pine and other accords in that genre of scent profile, which is really great for the winter time, as the whole Christmas tree style scent profile I think is a great one to wear in the snowy weather. So this is Belcam Classic Match, a Polo green clone from Monday. Tuesday, I think was the coldest day of the week here where I am at. It was sub-zero temperatures, and this fragrance did a really great job of carrying me through the cold, was wafting around in that bitter thin air, and just offered up a really harmonizing scent profile with the dark, frigid, blizzard-like atmosphere. Even though during the day it was quite sunny and a bit blinding, as there was a almost wasteland style snow landscape, a tundra if you will, with like the sun reflecting off it quite a bit. But I had one of my long shifts at work on Tuesday, so I worked into the night, and just the darkness in here and these types of smoky ambery nuances just play so well in that sub-zero atmosphere. And this is a fragrance that is in the same ballpark as Gucci Guilty Absolute and Philipp Plein's No Limits, by the same perfumer as both of those. This is Black Incense Malaki from Chopard, and this is, yeah, just a really dark leather, but it has this smooth classiness about it that I feel is just a little bit absent from the other two fragrances that I mentioned in this category. It also has this slightly sweet tinge to it from a really great done amber, and just one of my favorite pickups recently. I don't know if I got this in 2023 or 2024, but I've been wearing it since about late December, and at least around the house, and this has just been one of my favorites to both wear around the house and in that extreme cold weather as of late. That was Chopard Black Incense Malaki for Tuesday. Okay, so Wednesday, this was a fun fragrance to wear. I hadn't reached for it in a little while, and I discovered that my 2-year-old little daughter really enjoyed this one. I was on the top of my left wrist, and I was cuddling with her, and she would sniff this and kind of looked like she was picking out different bits of information coming through in the fragrance, which was kind of cool to watch the gears turning in her little head. But wore this during the day and at night as I went into my night shift on Wednesday. This is Aqua Colony Awakening Woods of Scandinavia Intense, and this is a really beautiful, again, evergreen style pine fir balsam green freshness with a juicy bergamot and a jammy rose. And this is a fragrance that I like to put in the refrigerator, as I feel the cold temperatures both outside and just wearing it straight out of the bottle on chill subdues some of the more floral aspects in here and really crisps up the juicy bergamot and makes the refreshing qualities of this fragrance from the bergamot in there really pop a little bit more. So really great one to wear in the cold weather, and again, really cool to find out that my daughter really enjoyed this one. So that was Aqua Colony Awakening Woods of Scandinavia Intense for Wednesday. Thursday, this was my only compliment of January to date. So walked into work, got a compliment on this, told I smelled nice right as I got there. Tom Ford's Ombre Leather Parfum, no stranger to the compliment category. Really nice plush black leather with a little bit of a powderiness from iris and a freshness from violet leaf, whereas the original version of this goes a little bit more dark sweet with patchouli, and they're both really close and really great fragrances. I prefer this one just because of the added versatility, but I actually prefer the scent profile and the darkness that is present in the original and appreciate that about that. So I think save yourself $30 and get the OG, but this is a really great fragrance as well. And like I said, if you're going for versatility and mileage out of a fragrance, this might be the one to pick up if you're willing to spend a little bit of a premium. But one of my favorites for winter overall, and easiest dumb reach leather in my collection. Okay, next, Friday. Friday, I like to wear niche fragrances. Went with Amouage Epic Man. This is a really nice resinous fresh fragrance, so it does have a fresh shower gel style vibe, but it reminds me more of those green shower gels than the blue ones, more like not quite as fresh as like an Irish Spring, but it definitely has that evergreen vibe, even though I don't think there's any pine or fir balsam notes in here. The freshness from the resins and spices and the myrrh and all those things coming together kind of reminds me of how this Polo clone is built, but doesn't smell the same. They just have both really fresh green aspects and then some dark, semi-powdery. This one goes a little bit more spicy though. But yeah, this is one of my favorite scent profiles for the wearing experiences of this week in this entire list. This is probably one that I would keep out of all of them in terms of wearability. I just think this one's the most versatile and the most my speed in terms of a daily driver for the cold weather. So that was Amouage Epic Man for Friday day. Okay, so things really started heating up Friday evening. It got a little bit wild in my life, you could say. So I was test driving this fragrance right here, first wear of it at home. It was Van Cleef and Arpels Orchid Leather, and this is plum. It's got a lot of plum. It's like the main note that I get out of this. So the Orchid Leather are both kind of secondary, at least in my first wearing with this. But yeah, it's got a juicy, almost kind of sour tart plum going on. A little bit of that kind of leathery nuance that you would get out of something like a Dior Parfum kind of leather. Like something that's almost like more suede-like, I want to say. And it's powdery, not quite chocolatey, but you get like a chocolatey style cacao almost sweetness from the way that the texture, dry, powdery, leathery suede things going on. But yeah, the not overly floral from the orchid, I would say, but again, I only wore this once, but so far I would say it's really a nice tart, juicy plum with a almost powdery, chocolatey dryness and leather. That's three things that really popped out to me. But was wearing this to bed and just had to get up and go to the ER because my wife went into labor, and was wearing this in the delivery room when my son was born. He didn't end up showing up until Saturday morning, so I think he was born at like 1 a.m. So about 3 or 4, I want to say, I came home, took a shower, washed this off, and it was officially Saturday by that time. And this was my scent of the day for Saturday, going up and spending some time at the hospital and welcoming my son to the world. This was the same fragrance I wore in the delivery room when my daughter was born. This is Sauvage Parfum, the 2012 version. Just felt like, this is a fragrance I love to wear in January because of the myrrh already, but felt like it was already tied to a special memory of my daughter being born, so I wanted to also make it something that I was spending the time at the hospital. Even though I was wearing this at the delivery room for his arrival, this was sort of the fragrance that I had on when I was really getting to know him, hold him, after he's all washed up and everything. And so this, wanted to keep that same sentimentality tied to this fragrance so I can remind myself of my fatherhood from both my children every time I wear this one, and really great wearing experience for the month of January regardless. And then finally, this was not a fragrance that I technically got a compliment on, but when I had left the hospital to go prepare bringing my wife home, one of the nurses asked her what cologne I had on so they could get it for her husband, and that was Roja Parfums Apex Parfum, and this is a fragrance that I'm kind of glad somebody said something, because I go a little bit nose blind to this, so it's been a little bit difficult for me to wrap my senses around it. I'm still really spending some time with it, but so far it does seem to have a really great transition from top, mid to dry down, being a very juicy, fruity, pineapple-y opening into something a lot more brisk, almost mentholic, cypress heavy, I want to say. So you get a lot of that evergreen style freshness coming in, which was why I was testing this out in January. And I think this is actually a great wear for this month, because it dries down into this almost vanillic, creamy oak moss style fragrance. And again, still getting to know this, it kind of overwhelms my senses a bit, so I go really nose blind to it really easily. But only the second time that anyone said anything to me alongside of this fragrance for the whole month of January thus far. So this one got some positive attention, and I think it's well constructed. It does have a fragrance journey through its wearing experience. I'm just having a little bit of a hard time wearing it and enjoying it at the moment, but I'm hoping I can kind of get my nose to click and really have everything show up all at once. It's happened to me with a few fragrances before, so still giving this one some more test drives, but so far so good on Roja Apex Parfum. So let me know what your weekly rotation was in the comment section down below, and as always, I really appreciate you sticking with me to the end. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.